How are you doing today? Well, before I start, I want to let you know that God the universe loves you. So, panic attacks is the first one I'm going to take from this mental illnesses or disorder. Mostly now, either psychosis or neurosis, the substance related disorder. You see, I before now I actually uploaded series of videos talking about the link between food, alcohol, ethanol, your drugs, your medications, and the link between all these things. And I was able to let you know that most of what all these substances are made of are the same things we consume as food. Most of the time the difference is just the extraction, the way we extract those things from food, and the kind of foods that are extracted from, the process of the extraction, you understand, the process of the reservation, the creativity involved is what makes most of these things different. So when some of these things are consumed in high quantity or excessive consumption, it will naturally affect the brain in the sense that most of this will eventually convert into glucose, and from the conversion of glucose there it will affect the production of your neurotransmitters, because after it has been converted into glucose, naturally the during the catabolized state of metabolism, um uh, this substance, either food, drugs, whatever it is, will actually be reproduced, and it will be broken down. That's the catabolic state of whatever is going to be metabolized. It's going to be broken down into small molecules, just say microbes, that we have in our body, and most of them will sort into your carbohydrate, your protein, or whatever. That's at the anabolized state of the metabolism. But before then, our ethanol is being produced, and this ethanol can actually go to most of it, I don't know the percentage, but most of it is transferred to the brain and is converted into your I'm sorry, I'm distracted. And it's converted into your neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters are the ones that are now sent back to the body to actually carry activities. So let's imagine that you have excess neurotransmitters. My brain is meant to send like two neurotransmitter to my finger to move once, and now I have S neurotransmitter in my body that will actually make me that is controlling the movement part of my brain. So now, instead of two neurotransmitters going to that aspect of my brain that is being controlled, that is controlling the movement aspect of my brain, let's imagine that 20 neurotransmitters is being sent to that part. So now my brain is trying to like send signal to my finger to actually move. That means like 15, at least 15 of the neurotransmitters will go to my finger. So instead of my finger moving twice, it might actually move in excess, so making me have involuntary movement and all that. You understand what I'm saying now? So all these substances that I've mentioned earlier, if you have been following my videos, you would have actually seen these things there. All this actually affects, it depends on the aspect of the brain that absorbs the neurotransmitter, or using those neurotransmitters, or the neurotransmitters are actually even sent to during this catabolized state of metabolism. Do you understand? Whereby it's being broken down and sent to different parts, then it reforms again into your carbohydrates, into your protein, into your amino acids, and all that. You understand? Even your fat cells, it goes to your fat cells, and that's exactly how people get fat. But sometimes the decision of where these things are being sent to is actually determined by your genetics. The information that is stored in your DNA, your genetics, is what will determine where these microbes will be transferred into. And sometimes it's easy for you to know. If you check your family history, if you can see that most of your families, they are fat, that means that the microbes are actually in your genetics, in your DNA, in your lineage. The microbes store as fat cells. they store more as fat cells. If they are, you see, they are bodybuilders, they are normally tall and they have long bones. That means that those microbes store into the bones. So it's easy to, if you can even dictate by just looking at the person. And but most of some of, let me not use most, some of these individuals, living individuals, especially those that are moving. I'm exempting trees now. Most of these individuals, some of these individuals, some of them do not even anabolize during the metabolic state of these substances, either food or whatever it is you are actually taking in. Some of them will actually not anabolize. Some of them will just go to the brain, go to some aspects, like the aspect that deals with talking, the aspect that deals with listening, seeing, the movements, and actually send this neurotransmitter in excess, making them send the signals as back, because these neurotransmitters are the signals coming back into your body to now give you like hyperactivity, making you do things that you cannot even control, because the brain is the central. It's like saying, oh, I sent my phone now to send a message, do you understand, and I mistakenly click it maybe like 10 times, or there's a issue with my phone and the button is being pressed by itself. So that button being, that maybe like send button now it's been locked in. The message might go as long as that button is locked in exactly. As much as that particular individual, in their genetics, in their DNA history, that is how it has been formed. And sometimes these microbes, because they are living, everything you see, no matter how small they are, even an atom is living, but we might not just be able to walk and move like we organisms, but there's little, even the smallest of an atom is alive. This microbes now go into the body and start to change. So sometimes it can change the genetics of some people. The genetical construction or information they had from long years ago, it might not even matter, because some of these microbes are so crazy that they will go into the mother DNA of that individual and like alter the genetics. So the formation or the storage of those neurotransmitters would be different, or those microbes or those food that has been broken down in the catabolic state of the metabolism will now change. So you can see somebody that, oh, all our families they are fat, you don't see this one that is very tiny and is having like a mental disorder. The genetics has been changed, maybe by them consuming some particular drugs, medication, foods, drinks and all that. So, and this, some of these things can result into things like panic attack. Most times panic attacks happens when you're having withdrawal of these things. Maybe when you eat less, maybe when you drink less, you stop some medication, you start having panic attacks, you start shaking, you start having some schizophrenia disorder sometimes, because you start hearing things, start seeing things. The brain is channeling a lot of signals to those particular parts, allowing them to be able to function in excess, and some might actually function in I don't know the opposite of excess. Reduced. Please don't tell anybody I said that. I don't know. Maybe I can't remember. So sometimes it's like that. So these panic attacks can be crazy. I think they are of two types, and I've experienced it too. I don't know if somebody else has experienced it. The other part is actually when if there's no withdrawal, maybe you are still eating much, and the neurotransmitters are much. Oh God! So I'm going to share a picture that is going to like educate us more about panic attacks. I just wanted to talk about this. Thank you for listening. And you can see how fast my mouth is. I'm surprised. Okay, bye bye.